Welcome to episode 2 of the Dork Pridecast. I'm Amanda. This is my co-host Blythe. Say hello, Blythe.
Hey.
We make up one half of a nerdcore comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, whose main goal is to celebrate Dork Pride. So let's get nerdy.
Woo, yeah. Nerdy and stuff. Guys, episode 2. We made it.
We did.
This means we're legit, right?
Uh-huh. Because anybody can do something once.
Exactly.
But twice. Whew.
We're back again.
That's where the money is, I hear.
Is that where the money is?
No, it's not. I don't know where the money is.
I don't either.
If somebody could tell me, actually, that'd be great.
Awesome. So this is episode 2 of the Dork Pridecast. Things are pretty much the same. We're doing this Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. Nothing has changed so far. Next week, we'll have our first Dorkington Dork Out. I'm going to get used to that name someday.
Yes.
After the podcast. So that'll be at about 9 p.m. on Central Time.
Central, yes.
So that'll be a little bit different next week, but not too different. What's new and exciting?
Well, I'm sure as you all remember, 'cause everybody listened to our first podcast, I'd come up with this great Twitter handle, and then I was afraid that it was taken, but I have now changed my Twitter handle to raging_Bonner.
Yes. Yes. And hey, we picked you up a few followers, right?
That's true. I did. I got like 3 or 4, which is about 10% of my total. So
listen, that's pretty decent. Okay, like all things considered, a 10% increase.
Great.
Pretty great. But let's make it 10% more this week. So go find Amanda. She's at raging_Bonner because we're 12.
It's true.
So that's pretty great. We also, oh my gosh, I just want to point out, by the way, for those of you who may just listen to the audio version of this podcast, we do stream video live. We have 3 viewers this week. I didn't put it up last week, so we didn't have anybody watching. I didn't want that pressure, but we did go ahead and announce it this week. And we've got 3 people watching. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for hopping on this crazy train with us. That seems to be the theme in this group, is a crazy train. Yep. So we really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Also, I just want to say, I wanted to give a shout out to Tom. He is at Bassnote on Twitter. That's BASS, like bass also. So like bass note, but it's Bassnote. Because he was our first listener. He happened to see it on Google+. I didn't make any posts about it publicly, but I think he happened to see it on Google+ or on YouTube, one of the two. And he watched it, like, basically as soon as we were done recording it, he was tweeting at us. So he was clearly watching it as soon as we were done. And so he's, like, our first listener. Like, he's the first one to hear the first episode. So, Tom, you're awesome.
You are awesome.
Thanks. I love our fans. I didn't even have to promote it, and we already had people like, "Ooh, here's a thing." So that's pretty cool. He also figured out our not so subtle.
Yeah, not even remotely subtle hint from the last one. Yes.
Yeah. Which I'm going to say we hold off a little bit on the required watching segment just because I want to get this.
Yes.
Get people used to this. Get people used to listening to a weekly thing, and then, get multiple people's input. Although he hit the nail on the head, it took him no time to figure it out. So I'm sure in no time, everyone will be demanding that we watch the thing that Amanda has been refusing to watch. Sorry.
Now, I will say that I don't want to have to pay to watch this, so. We may have to wait till it's on Netflix or someone hands me a DVD or something.
Well, it came out on Blu-ray not too long ago, for sure. Do you have a Blu-ray player?
I don't think so.
If it came out on Blu-ray, it had to come out on DVD too, right?
Well, I would imagine.
Right.
I don't know. Do people?
Who wants to buy it for Amanda?
Please do not buy it for me. No. I'm sure that I know people that have bought it for themselves, which is a much better thing because they'll probably get some use out of it.
Whatever.
I will not.
You say that. We'll see. So, also new things that have happened since the last episode. We, obviously, when we recorded the podcast, I didn't really know how it was going to go. I made a recording and had no idea how we were going to put it up or like what the distribution would actually be. And I figured that all out like the next day. It was pretty easy. So let me make sure I have the right information. We are, you can subscribe to our podcast, and please do that. Just subscribing, even if you're watching this live, go subscribe. It helps us out. So you can currently subscribe if you have our RSS feed, which is Dork Pridecast .libsyn, and it's spelled LIBSYN. It's Liberated Syndicate. So the first three letters of Liberated and the first three letters of Syndicate. So it's dorkpridecast.libsyn.com/RSS, or you can just go to our Twitter account or our Facebook account.
That's probably a lot easier.
Hey, I'm just trying to give people options here, okay?
Sure.
We've got lots of options. But you can type that into your podcast catcher, whatever you use. We are working on getting it in iTunes right now, but we haven't yet because Apple are dicks. Is that the right? Apple is dick? Well, Apple are dicks, y'all.
I like Apple is dicks.
Apple is dicks.
Apple is dicks.
All right. Yeah, that's probably
whatever verb tense you choose to use. The operative words here are apple and dicks.
And dicks. Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are the only important ones. So yeah, so I'm having some trouble with Apple. They are known for being very stringent about their rules and their process. And if you're not meeting their requirements, they will shut you down.
Right.
Unfortunately, we are meeting their requirements, and they're still unable to validate us. So I sent an email to their support group. Amanda, I'm so frustrated.
Do you need a support group for their support group?
I do. I would. Yes. I need a support group for their support group. Thank you. I didn't know how to verbalize my frustrations. You nailed it. But yeah, they keep coming back with this error saying that there's no description in our feed. No, there definitely is. And so I went in and I changed the description a couple times to try and see if that would if something would pop and it would be oh, you do have a description. Cool. So I emailed Libsyn thinking, well, if they can help, awesome. And they were like, no, everything looks like it's right. We don't know. You're going to have to contact Apple. And I was like, ugh.
Thanks. But they're dicks.
Yeah, no, they are. They're dicks. So I sent Apple an email filling them in. And I'm fairly tech savvy. So I know what they needed, going in, what information they're going to need to understand the actual problem.
Sure.
And I gave them pretty much everything. And they sent me back an email. And let me just read it to you because it's really special. They say, "Hello, damsels." That's us. "Everything does appear to be fine with your feed." Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
And we fixed everything for you. The end. Right? No? Okay.
No, that is not how it went. Actually, they go on to say, "So that we may more effectively diagnose your issue, please respond with the following." Okay, cool.
Okay.
"Steps to reproduce the issue." I typed in an address, I put in our RSS feed, and it had an error message. And that's what I sent them. So
right.
Those were the steps.
Right, like you were doing something weird
Right. Like,
Were you typing only with your left hand?
it's not a long process. It's literally just like one screen that's like, hey,
Right.
put your RSS feed here, we'll validate you, and then you can submit. Like, it's really simple. But like I said, they're very stringent.
Sure.
You have to meet all their requirements. It has to be validated first. And that's where we're having a problem, is the validation. So not really, no real steps to explain what's going on. Like, you guys know how it works. I didn't do anything. I couldn't. There's nothing to be done.
Yeah.
All right, so they say a full Windows screenshot illustrating the issue. Okay, fine, I understand that. I couldn't send a screenshot the first time. That's understandable. The username of the user experiencing the issue. Okay, you can kind of figure that one out too. Mm-hmm. Whatever. The name of the podcast. Well, if you go to the link of our RSS feed, it has the name. In fact, the name is in the link. So you already have that information. Approximate date and time the error occurred, including time zone. The past 3 days. It's been occurring for the past 3 days in all time zones, all of them. I've been trying repeatedly. Okay, fine. The URL of the page you're on. Oh, the URL that I sent you, like in the first email where I was like, hey, I'm on this page with a URL. And any additional information or screenshots that you find relevant.
Oh, so you can send them a picture of a dick.
There's literally one page. What else am I going to screenshot? What am I going to screenshot? A dick. You're right. I should. An apple and a dick.
Yeah.
So I literally have no more information to give them than I already gave them. I told them the error that was coming up. Told them the page I was on. I told them our RSS feed, and they even said, well, everything does appear to be fine. So the moral of the story is Apple or dicks. Apple is dicks.
Apple is dicks.
Dicks is Apple. And we're going to get it on iTunes.
Well, not now, we're not.
Well, no, we are. They're not going to listen to this.
No, that's true.
Sorry, Apple. We love you. I'm on a Mac right now. So is Amanda.
Yep, it's true.
So anyway, I'm currently fighting with Apple. But soon, you guys will be able to subscribe on iTunes, which I know is what most people use. And I apologize. We're going to get there. I promise we'll get there. And in the meantime, if you don't, you have the RSS link. So you should be able to get it. So subscribe and be our friend. We appreciate it.
We do.
So that's what I fought with all week.
Hooray!
How was your week?
You know, is I.
Did you make anything arts and crafty? Oh yeah, science things. That's your job. You always do science things.
I know. That's mostly all I get to do.
That's not true though. You've been making all kinds of arts and crafts and things.
Yeah, I haven't been able to do anything lately, too recently. Though I did make this.
Wait, say it again.
I said I made this. And
it looks like legit. I mean, it is legitimate art. I was almost gonna say it looks like legitimate art.
Fair.
But what? That's all out of paper, right? You make it out of paper.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I cut it up. And then I glue it. I'm like a kindergartner. Scissors and paste.
Well, it makes for really cool stuff that looks like it's not by a kindergartner. So.
Aw, thanks.
I mean, definitely that. Second grader.
At least that's what I would. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good. So sciencey things. What do you do in the lab? Do you get to rip ovaries out of fruit flies like Rissy used to, or are you a different area.
Nope, that's the organism that we work on in our lab. So yes.
I didn't know if there were like different sections of research. Maybe rip the testicles off of. Why do I keep saying fireflies? Fruit flies.
Nope, we only study meiosis in females, so we only take ovaries.
You guys.
So there you go.
Are like, what's the opposite of misogynist? It exists, right?
Misandry?
Misandry.
Yeah.
Is,
yeah.
Well, you guys are that. Whatever the proper word is. Equal opportunity for male fruit flies. They should get to have their genitals, well, it's not genitals, I guess, but their reproductive organs ripped out, just like the ladies.
They do, just by other labs. So there are other labs that only rip out the innards of males.
Do you guys do you send your male fruit flies to the other labs and they send you their females? It's like a transfer program.
No, we're each able to maintain our own, which is nice. I don't know if you know this, but in order to get more fruit flies, you have to have both male and female.
I don't think that's accurate.
You might be right. You would be the one to know.
Shut up, bitch. You don't know science.
It's true.
Well,
I just pretend.
So you just had a long work week.
Yarp.
Well, now that we are in our second episode of the Dork Pridecast, we have told Rissy and Jeff it's time.
Yep.
We may not be here physically, and we may not be able to hear your voices, but still got to be a part of this because this is a Damsel podcast. It's just how it goes.
Yep.
So, which one do we want to do first?
How about news from Jeff?
It's news according to Jeff.
Sorry.
Because I want deniability so I'm going to turn around so I can have deniability. That's a Hamilton joke, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody's going to get that except you and me, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care. That one's not for you guys. All right, sorry. We have a problem. We have a real Lin-Manuel problem.
So last night I watched the John Oliver episode that he showed up on at the end. And
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Why didn't you send it to me? I sent you the Hamilton cast doing.
I guess I assumed you would have already seen it.
No, never make that assumption. Send me all the Hamilton things.
Okay.
I'll watch it again.
I will. Okay.
I've seen it. All right, and that concludes
Hamilton minute.
Yeah.
The Hamilton minute.
We should.
This will be a recurring thing, so.
We'll name it. Don't worry, guys. We'll keep it real short.
Wink, wink.
Yes. So, okay. So, well, we were talking about news according to Jeff, which
yes.
I am keeping it named that. So if any of this is wrong or dumb, well, it is according to Jeff. So
yeah.
I didn't have anything.
These are the things that Jeff thinks are important.
Newsworthy.
Yes.
So, all right, here we go. The first news item that Jeff has given us is the movie Keanu, Key and Peele's new movie, opens this weekend, and it is already being called the funniest film in nearly a decade.
I'm very excited for this movie.
I know, me too. I love
Key and Peele. I know. Key and Peele and kittens.
I can't. I know. It's going to be pretty great. And there's so many other people in it that I adore.
Yes.
So, not terribly dorky. That's okay. Doesn't have to be.
Nope.
I'm into it. So, all right. Number 2. Now we're going to get into the nerd stuff here. Battleborn releases next Tuesday, so you can get all the FPS up in your MOBA. Sounds gross. Side note, play Montana to hear Patrick Warburton quip as only he is able. Guys, I love Patrick Warburton. And I love Gearbox. They're the developer of Battleborn. They're great. So, I've actually been, I've been not letting myself look at Battleborn at all because I don't have an Xbox One yet, and they're not bringing it out on, well, nothing new is coming out on Xbox 360 anymore. So I don't have a One yet. So someone buy that movie for Amanda, and someone buy me an Xbox One. I think this is totally fair.
Yep, sounds
Totally
like it. Yep.
Guys, totes. Okay, just kidding, but I will have an Xbox One someday. But yes, so Gearbox, really great. If you haven't looked into Battleborn yet, look into it. Also, Patrick Warburton, if I could, like, take his voice out of his body and have sex with it, I totally would. Yeah, and I only say that because he's married, and so it's like, I don't want to be like, oh, Patrick Warburton, I'd fuck you. Meh. You got a wife and some kids that are like grown and shit. I don't know, she's weird, okay? Don't look at me like that. If you're listening to the audio version, she's giving me a very judgy look.
I am not. I would never.
Super judgy.
Okay, you're right. I might.
Okay.
On occasion.
All right, moving on. Item number 3. The Overwatch beta starts on Tuesday. Super dick move, Blizzard, as they are trouncing all over Battleborn's debut with some Team Fortress-inspired class shooter goodness. So, if Blizzard is more your jam, Overwatch beta, but just the beta. So, both of those are happening on Tuesday. All your video gaming needs. You heard about it here first. No, you didn't.
Probably not, yeah.
For sure you didn't. Unless you're not into video games, in which case
and
you're
then maybe
welcome.
it is. Yeah.
So, and that's the kind of thing we do. We bring you news that you didn't know you needed. And you probably still don't. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be relevant to no one except me and Jeff.
Oh, wait. Is it about... No, go ahead. I'll just...
Did you want to guess?
Nope.
New versions of Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram are now available on the Windows 10 store. So, that's not just for Windows phones. Don't get me wrong. It's for Windows 10 anything devices. So if you have a Windows 10 computer, or like a Surface or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in case you guys want to get your Facebook upgraded, you totes can. Guys, remember, this is according to me. I didn't do this. This is Jeff. Jeff found this newsworthy. Not me, not Amanda. At Yenzer on Twitter.
I certainly did not find it newsworthy, but you know.
That's okay. He lives in a different world, and that's okay. All right. Also, this is the last news item from Jeff. Microsoft's Flow keyboard is now available on iPhone. Check that shit out, especially the one-handed mode. So you can, I don't really know when those would Yeah,
do you really need to type? I guess if you're, maybe, yeah.
Back in the day, that could have been very useful. Back in the day of cybering. Come on.
Right.
I was going to say, don't leave me hanging here. I'm not the only one who knows about cybering.
Yes, no, you're not.
Okay, cool.
You're not.
I thought you were going to throw me under that bus, and I was going to feel real lonely. So,
you know I'm under there with you.
Cool. Yep, that's right, guys. I went into chat rooms and cybered with, I'm sure, a bunch of creepy old guys.
Most of my cybering took place on MUDs, so in role-playing contexts. Yeah. So it's a little better. It's not quite as. Yeah.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like, I mean, I definitely went into Yahoo chat rooms. Like, just, this is who I am, guys. Take it or leave it. I don't care. I can't go back and, like, bitch slap 14-year-old Blythe and be like, you're talking to a 50, not 15, a 50-year-old man.
Yep.
What are you doing? Anyway, listen, it made me the freak I am today, and I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
Dork Pride, bitches. But to be fair, I did also go into like role-playing chat rooms, specifically anime ones. So there was some of that there. There was less, but some.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
Shut up.
So
now,
that you can sleep at night.
Listen, I sleep fine. I don't give a shit. You said your cybering experiences were through MUDs. Is that right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second, because not everyone knows.
Sure they do.
Explain. No, they do not.
They are they're kind of an older thing. Multi-user dungeon or domain MUD. It's a text-based role-playing game. So you get on, and there used to be tons that you could go find based on your favorite theme. I liked to play the Wheel of Time based MUDs.
I love you so much right now.
So there were a few that I was on, and you start.
Did you guys just like describe like super mundane things for like paragraphs?
So you could emote what your character is doing, and then you can also talk and move around.
Here with like role play and shit. But I'm just saying, if it's Wheel of Time based.
Oh, right. Okay, specific to that.
Robert Jordan is notorious for. Oh, right. Just going on about some real boring bullshit.
Like the men's well-turned calves. He loved that phrase. I don't even know what that means.
So weird.
Yeah. You could put that all in your description, so when someone looked at you, they would be able to see your full thing.
About your calves?
Yes. If you chose to describe them, then they would be in there. So yes. So you choose the type of character you want and what race you want to be, and then you start and you role play.
You start and then you finish.
Yeah. I mean, what? Yeah, there was a lot of role-played sex, because, I mean...
Well, here's a question, too. Was it all, like, public, or were there, like, private chats where you could go to, like, get your freak on? Or was this all, like, hey, everybody, read about these two fucking...
Well, no, because there was a whole map, so you'd move around on the map. So you and the person you're fucking are probably in a room by yourselves.
Okay, all right.
So nobody else can, except for one of the admin that maybe are spying on you, which I'm sure they totally did from time to time.
Creepers be creeping.
Exactly. I mean, why not? If it's there.
I'd do it. I'd still do it right now.
Yeah. And then giggle about how poorly people describe the like crazy euphemisms they use because they don't want to say penis.
Member, manhood.
Yes. Manhood, it was a big one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been on Literotica, I know.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that was the thing I did for a while.
All right. How did we even get to this?
Oh, the one-handed.
Oh, right. The one-handed flow keyboard. So there you go, guys. If you want to cyber with one hand and wank it with the other, go get Microsoft's Flow keyboard, now available on the iPhone. Jeff is going to be so pleased that this is what his news turned into. Although, again, going back to last week's episode, he'll never listen, so he'll never know.
That's true.
Do not tweet him. Do not tweet him and tell him what we're saying. If he wants to know, he has to come find out for himself. It is a dick move. All right, and that is the news for this week, according to Jeff.
Yup. So, should we go straight from that into our letters from Rissy?
Oh,
or
God.
letter, since it's our first one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess
okay.
so.
I have it right here.
Oh, good.
Uh-huh. So, I've only kind of glanced at this, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
It says, hey dudes, D00DZ. It says, you guys make sure you pronounce both zeros and the Z. So, hey D00Z.
Yeah, you really nailed it. That's good work.
Yes. And welcome, not just welcome, but she threw an and in there because that's how she do. And welcome to the first installment of Letters from Rissy, an inspirational series of brain vomits from me to you. Well, from Rissy to you, not from me, from Rissy. To start off, let's all try a positive affirmation. I know a lot of people out there are feeling pretty crappy, so we'll make it a positive affirmation about poop, which is A, one of my favorite hobbies, and 2, coincidentally, what the train car I'm in smells vaguely of.
Rissy lives in Chicago, for those of you who don't know, so that is probably accurate.
Yeah, I bet it is. Let's say you're not having the best of days. Maybe your boss yelled at you, or you grew a huge radioactive zit overnight right before a big presentation. Or your secret life as a masked crime fighter abruptly ended when some of those yellow minion things locked you in a dumpster for a week. Not that I'd know about that. It was my friend named, Chrissy. Subtle.
Really good at it.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're feeling down, what I want you to do is to find a restroom, take a good long poop, supplement with dissolvable fiber if necessary, and then sing the motherfucking sandworm music from the David Lynch Dune movie at your own majestic poops that coincidentally look like sandworms. Blythe, I expect you to give a convincing performance of that song here.
Okay.
Come on.
This is my impression of Rissy doing
That's fair.
the sandworm
Yeah.
song.
No, I like that. That's probably a better idea.
Yeah. So this is an impression of, well, hers is an impression. Hers is a, I don't know. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Bwam, 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 bwam. Bwam, 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 bwam. Bwam, 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 bwam. Bwam, 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 bwam.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that.
I love the vibrato that you threw in there. It
Thank
just
you.
made it
Just
so perfect.
touch of, listen, I've watched, no one else has, but I've watched that stupid Dune video so many times. I love it. It makes my heart happy. I don't normally like to rewatch things that I'm in, but that thing, I will watch it all day, every day. So find that on YouTube.
It is wonderful and disturbing.
And Amanda was in that video before she was ever a member of the Damsels of Dorkington.
That was my pre-Damsel days, but
it was so cute.
I was still there making weird faces like I do.
That's true. All right.
Anyway, you were supposed to be singing that at your own poop. And then
so
Rissy
go into the bathroom and
continues.
sing that song. That's right. What you're saying?
And then she says, imagine yourself riding to victory atop such a beast, crushing all that stands in your way. I assure you, you'll feel like you can conquer the universe, and certainly your stunned coworkers once flush with the knowledge that you shit. Okay, I'm gonna show my ignorance with regards to Dune. Shy Haloods.
Listen, it's been a while, so
yeah,
I'm taking
I know.
Here. It's been a
like
really
it's
long
been,
time.
yeah.
That's how I always. I mean, that's how I always read it. So.
Yeah. Then she said, remember, you are made of star stuff that you routinely squeeze out of your butthole. P.S. Here is a picture of my boobs. Say the Z. But you know can has because it's in a letter. Ha ha ha. So the funny thing is, she did actually send us a picture of her boobs.
That is 100% true. She did.
It is. I'm going to now show them to you in text form, which I have also printed out. Here are Rissy's boobs as ASCII art.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're welcome, guys.
Boobs.
Also, I'm not convinced those are actually her boobs.
Well,
she sent us a picture of boobs.
That's true.
But her face isn't in it.
It's not.
I know what those look like in a corset, but I don't know what those look like in a regular bra. Like, I almost said in a bar.
In a bar.
I'm sure lots of people know what they look like in a bar. I'm not one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Letters from Rissy. And bonus for her first episode.
Boobs.
Boobs.
That may or may not be hers. But they're boobs regardless.
It doesn't matter. You know what? Ultimately, it does not matter.
It doesn't.
Who those boobs are attached to.
That's true.
Who those ASCII boobs are attached to. So.
There you have it. Good times.
So there you go, guys. And so that's the sort of thing you can expect from Rissy and Jeff every week. So, sorry, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, I think we should apologize in advance.
I don't know. I think not even in advance this time around.
That's true.
So, and if you're listening to the audio version, you didn't get to see those ASCII boobs. But if you're really curious, we do archive these on YouTube. It's a little bit tricky to find. You know what? If you look up Dork Pridecast on YouTube, it'll probably pull it up. It's weird. We have like 2 Damsels of Dorkington YouTube accounts somehow, and I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, it is confusing.
I tried to figure out how to merge them, and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's here, let's just give everyone a peek behind the curtain. It's kind of good because the second account is only using, like, the only thing that's posted to it is anything we do on a Google Plus Hangout.
Oh.
So it kind of keeps things separate.
Right.
Which wasn't in any way, shape, or form intentional. But I don't know. So maybe we should keep it that way. And maybe we should rename the other one so that it's like,
oh, just as like,
or give it like a URL that makes it easier to find.
Yeah.
So we can just send everybody over there. If, for instance, they're listening to the audio podcast, but they go, well, I want to see some ASCII boobs, and they can pop over.
Right.
And check it out.
They can.
At approximately the 39-minute mark.
I know. I was going to look that up too, and then I realized they'll be listening to it. They can figure that out themselves.
Yeah, it was a few minutes ago. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So, letters from Rissy. Whew. She's a special one.
That she is.
And I just want to be very clear.
That's our Rissy.
That's our sitcom. It's our catchphrase for our Damsel sitcom that we'll never have. Yeah, and I just want to point out that was prompted by nothing. We didn't tell her she had to write about poop. We didn't tell her she had to write about uplifting.
Nope.
Affirmations of, and how that became poop. I don't know.
That's what cheers her up, is to think about poop. Is to think about writing poop like a sandworm is what makes Rissy happy.
I mean, I guess to each their own.
Yeah.
And listen, I love to poop as much as the next guy.
Sure.
But not as much as Rissy.
Nobody loves to poop as much as Rissy.
Only if Rissy is not the next guy. But, talk about it. Fine with that. So, okay. What else? Is there anything else you want to discuss this week? We're 40 minutes in. That's not bad at all.
Nope. Nope. What you drinking?
Just water. It's very boring.
Very boring. You should have lied and said it was...
Sorry, it's straight vodka, y'all. It's not.
That's gross.
Yeah. Especially if it was this much vodka. I'd
Yeah.
be dead.
Probably.
Okay. Well, I feel like there was something else. Something else that happened that I was going to talk about, but I didn't write it down. So, you know, that
And
goes.
it's gone forever.
No, what'll happen is it's gone until roughly 2 minutes after I hit the stop broadcast button.
Well, that's true. Yes. That is what will happen.
So, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it for us.
Yeah.
hopefully-
So please join us again next week. We're on at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're streaming live on Google Plus and YouTube. And if you can't be there for that, you can watch it later on YouTube or subscribe to the audio version of the podcast.
but not on iTunes.
Right.
Because Apple is
dicks.
Just kidding, Apple, we love you. Also, next week is the first Thursday of the month, which, if you weren't here last week, every first Thursday of the month, we are going to be doing one of these, but not a podcast. It's called the Dorkington Dorkout. It'll also be on Google+, so it'll happen right after the podcast. It'll be about 9 p.m. Central Time. So next week, podcast at 8 o'clock, Dorkington Dorkout at 9 o'clock. So make sure to join us for that. And we will not be releasing that as a podcast, just so you know.
Yeah. So you can find me on Twitter at raging_Bonner.
And you can find me at Blythe Renee, but good luck spelling it. So just go to @Dorkington, and you can link to us both from there. No spelling required.
Right.
Except Dorkington.
And you can also support our Patreon. So we have a Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, all one word. And on there, we have a lot of rewards that you can get only through the Patreon campaign. One of those things is being personally thanked on at least one podcast per month.
Yeah. So you guys should become a patron. There's other stuff too, other rewards you can only get there. But yeah, you can become a patron. Just like these cool people, we have John Haight, Joshua Griffiths, John Kozlowski, Casey Ector, Travis Mays, and Wendy, because duh, Carlos Macera, John Locke, Aaron Griffin, hi Aaron, Luke Ski, hey Luke, Stephen Kendall, Eric Ruggles, Jay, only one letter, Teller, and possibly our biggest fan, Wayne Wells.
Yes.
So thank you guys for making this possible. This is totally we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So thanks.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. So this has been episode 2 of the Dork Pridecast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.